Hey, welcome to SE Custom Designs, and we're going to do, this episode is going to be about planing. And I only could dream of having a planer like this for my small shop business. This is what we do on the side for fun. At any rate, this guy here is a planer, and it helps you to take care of issues like this. So when I glue up two 2x4s, you can see that valley that I have to clean up once it's all set and dried up and glued up. And so what I've done traditionally is I would take advantage of the belt sander. And let's see here. You can see here that I still have a ways to go on this unit. So it's not too bad, right? But I'm about to get it to the next level. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to just go ahead and show you that. I cut it down to about 2 3/4 inches. So I'm going to be planing this guy here, and then I will be planing these guys. I'll be proactive. So now I can plane both edges here and here, and then have more solid glue up. So that's going to be cool. Basically what this is doing is it's saving me tons of time. And so at some point I'm going to tilt the camera over to the jet dust collection system to show you, give you an idea how many chips are coming out of the plate. And please look at my initial review on this DeWalt planer, and I really go over a lot of the details on the unit. We're going to have this set to fast. Just know that, what does that mean? So I'm going to slow my rollers down to 96 cuts per inch, okay, as opposed to 179 cuts per inch. But you got to do that while it's on. Okay, so now it's engaged. Basically, it just slows the roller down and speeds it up. Okay, so we're going to feed this through a few times, and then we're going to bring it over and we're going to show you. I may just take the camera off. All right, here we go. Highly recommend saving your ears. So you may have observed a little bit of an issue there, and that is there is a tremendous, and I've mentioned this before, and that is an immense amount of static electricity. I haven't grounded this guy yet, so I remind myself of that every time I touch the hose. Okay, man, oh man. Unfortunately, you can't be here in person to touch this, but I now brought this guy to the next level. Alright, I do have a little bit of snipe here, which is quite annoying, but not on this end. So what you do to try to avoid the snipe is to try to have longer pieces, and I'm still learning on the unit. Okay, so at any rate, the difference though between that and this is tremendous. So I'm going to go ahead and feed this through the other side and get this guy ready. We're going to be making a bandsaw box out of this unit. Sorry you couldn't see me. And there's going to be like lots of different drawers in here. It's going to be pretty awesome. This time I'm going to turn the camera over to the jet dust collection system so you can see how many chips are coming out of here. Pretty impressive. Alright, pretty happy with my results. Let's go ahead and bring you over so you can appreciate this. It's very, very smooth. Oh man, there's that snipe again. Still, maybe you guys can chime in and tell me what I'm doing wrong here. Got the snipe here and I got the snipe there. So there you go. On this side, I have some serious snipe on this side, but not on this side, so there you go. Alright, but the worst of it is over though. This is very, very smooth. So now what we're going to do is going to mount the camera again, and I get to bring these boards to a better state prior to gluing them up, which is really what happened with what you just saw. The units were glued up like this before planing, because I didn't have a planer. So now what we're going to do is put them through and get them cleaned up, ready to go. All right. Here we go. So I'm going to orient these guys the way they're supposed to go. You probably want to see what I'm saying, right? I'll try to do my best to mark the units. That's number 1. This is number 2. Okay. So I'll tell you what, that's pretty sweet. I can probably go down a little bit more on this side. And on this side, same thing. I think I ought to go down a few more times and get this guy just a little bit closer to what it is that I need. Notice that I do half rotations. You could do full rotations, but I do half rotations, so as to not take too much off. So it might be time for me to hook up my Iris plugs again that you can control remotely. Got them sitting over there. So I stopped using them one day because, quite frankly, I had no idea why it was going on and off on its own. And imagine how tragic that could be if you're not prepared for such a thing. Yes, in theory, you should have all your plugs unplugged for your power tools, and that is indeed what I try to do. As I say that, here's my radial arm saw unplugged, and I just did some work on that yesterday. The chop box is not unplugged. Bad behavior. And now the planer, let's unplug that guy. So what went on, thankfully, was my jet, because I'm like, what's the harm of that, having that plugged in? But what if I was gone, you know? Beautiful, like at work. The beautiful thing is that you can check in on these things remotely, so it's all through the net. Let's get back to this, my friends. Look how smooth that is now. This is virtually now on the same plane, but look at this. How cool is that? I saved myself a lot of time. And now, again, this here is all set up for success as well. It's a glue. Alright, so that versus this guy, that as far as I know, some of my snipe is coming from the way these things are joined together. You know, I really don't know for sure. All I can tell you is that I have, well, no snipe. No snipe. You may ask, what snipe? That's when the roller, the blades tend to, about here, grab into the wood, and you have a little bit of cleanup as a result. Alright, hey, thank you for, once again, coming into the shop. We do one video a week at this point, where we've done maybe like 3 or 4. I'll probably save this guy for next week and send them up. So we have various projects going on in the shop. There's going to be a bandsaw box with all kinds of different drawers cut out through here. This is going to be nested tray. If you don't know what the nested tray is, look that up. You can look the title up, challenge accepted, and we talk about the basically how to make trays, nested trays, out of the waste, really the waste of a unit. And I'm going to take you over. We'll end our video over there. I'll take you over and show you what I took the waste from. So basically, I'm going to glue this guy up. These drawers are going to be this deep. All right. And what I'm going to do actually is cut these guys in half. And I'm going to make 2 sets of nested trays. So let's come over here and show you what I'm talking about. Actually, the nested trays are up in my dining room. They've become part of a thing for us. So the nested trays came out of a block of wood that otherwise came from this unit here. So these are bandsaw boxes that are, this may or may not fit in here, that are going to go under the sewing table that I made for my wife. Okay, so but when you're making the bandsaw boxes, you're going to have a block of wood that I've basically been tossing. And then one day when I was tossing them, I thought, what am I doing that for? Why don't I go ahead and try out that nested tray concept? So yeah, that's a pretty awesome deal there. So, all right, thanks again for coming into the shop. Take care and God bless. Let's see, let's just walk back over here.